Crafting live. Bear with me a moment while I just get everything up and running and make sure that you can see what's going on and hear me also. Oh, we've got picture, that's a start. Oh yeah, and we've got sound. Yay! Hello, hello, hello. I hope you're all really well. I hope you're warm. I've actually grabbed the blanket off the bed, the throw that we have on the bed, that is actually the kitty cat's favourite place to snuggle. It's this lovely thick, snuggly, like a teddy fleece, because I am so cold. I'm just so cold. Hello, Shani. How are you? So I hope that you're all really warm and cozy wherever you are watching. If I was not obviously not doing the live and I was not working out tonight or looking after family and making dinners, which I know a lot of you will be doing, I would be snuggled up in bed watching this because yeah, that is my favourite place to kind of snuggle up and watch people craft. Hello, Claire, how are you? Shani says she's wrapped up on the sofa with Ray, her beagle, with the Christmas tree lights on. Oh, that sounds absolutely amazing. That sounds so lovely. We've still not got our Christmas tree up. We have been so busy recently, which is why I've not done the usual camera to face, because you do not need to see my tired face at the moment. And that was also probably the reason why I'm going to do a quick card famous last words, we never do quick cards, do we? But I'm going to try and do a quicker card tonight because I am so tired and so cold, and this is a real situation. You come home from work, you're tired, you're cold, you've got housework to do, you've got food to make, and you realize that there was a card that you had to make for someone, and you didn't do it, so you need to do that really quickly. And that's what I'm going to try and recreate, is that situation of me needing to make a card quickly for someone, even though today I'm really tired and hadn't done it, haven't prepared in advance. But like I say each week, this hour or hour and a half or 2 hours, however long it ends up being, is just an amazing bit of relaxation for me. So what I probably would say is, if you are in the same situation as me, is feeling like you've got lots of stuff on, you're tired, you're a bit overwhelmed with things, then spending half an hour or an hour just on yourself, doing something that you enjoy and something that relaxes you, will actually revitalise you for the rest of your day or your evening, whatever it is that you're doing next. So I think this is going to really help me get a nice, good night's sleep tonight. I'm going to be relaxed and I'm going to feel like my brain is free of all the day's work and effort. So let's do a bit of crafting. Now I had a few ideas of what I wanted to do, because like I said, I did want to keep it quite simple. I was threatening, I don't know whether it was a threat or a promise, to use these two stamp sets last week. So there was the gingerbread family, who are so cute, and there was also the doggone mutts, which we were going to make a little bit Christmassy, perhaps. So I might still use those. The other option was to keep it even more simple than that, and maybe use one of our large die sentiments. So the big birthday wishes would be a great one to do, because you could make that super simple. The big hugs, the paper hugs, the love you lots. We've also got Happy New Year in there, which would be a good one to do, preparing obviously for the new year. So I realise that is not last minute. However, Happy New Year is a great one to do, isn't it? Hello Rebecca, how are you? Let me know what you're all up to and whether you know you are all snuggled up while you're watching. A thank you is a really good one to do. So the big birthday wishes was one that I kind of had in mind to do. But then I didn't want to make it too simple. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick with my original ideas of using the gingerbread man. I think the gingerbread man, the gingerbread men. Yes, I think that's what I'm going to do. Because we used the penguins, didn't we, last time? Which was really nice. They were very cute. So for the gingerbread men, I think we'll use those instead of the doggies, because the doggies are going to take a little bit of colouring in, whereas the gingerbread men might be a little bit easier for us to do. And I'm thinking that I might do a red card base. So let's have a look. What have we got red card base? I don't have any top folding cards, but this is one that I've pre-cut actually. So the cards that I've got that are kind of the standard ones that you buy off the counter, I don't know, in your hobby craft shops type thing, are side folding A6 cards. That's what we typically get in the UK, but I like the top folding cards. So I have previously made one, and this is in one of our cardstock colours, but it is smaller than an A6 and it's not quite an A2, so I have a feeling this might be like an offcut. But I'm not mad at it because we're making a quick card and we're utilising products that we've got, which is a great thing to do when you're doing something quick. So let me have a look at my layering dies and see which ones might work with this. Whether it'll be an A6 or an A2, I'm not sure, because it's not. So that's my A6 layering dies. Because it's not a standard size, it's not, you know, forced to work for either of them really. I've also got here the, this is the Wonky Windows cover die, which is really cute, little doodah. So that obviously doesn't fit on the front of there because it is too big. This is an A6. But thinking about quick cards, we have got our adorable little gingerbread men here. And having one each of these in the windows is going to be so adorable. Can't even bear it. So this little guy here with his surprised face, I love that. Right, I think this is where we're gonna, I think this is what I'm gonna do with this. So this little guy here, I mean you can do it on any of the characters, but this guy works really well with. There is a die in the set, the coordinating dies, and it's this little wiggly one here. This little wiggly one cuts off one of their feet as if somebody's had a little chomp on it, which is really quite cute. It sounds really brutal, but actually it's very, very cute. I promise you it's cute. So I think I'm going to change up my plan. We're going to go for an A6 size card base, which we have here. This is a really lovely little cherry red colour. And we're going to go with this over the top. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this from some patterned card or cardstock, and then I'm going to use a sentiment. I think I'll use the sentiment "Have a Sweet Christmas" because I think that's going to be really nice. And then I'm going to add some of these extra little items to it as well, because I think that's going to make it really cute. So I don't know how quick this is actually going to be because we've got a lot of elements there, but I've got my cup of tea here in my pumpkin mug, not in my Christmas mug yet, which I really should, but like I say, I haven't had a chance to put up any decorations. So we don't need the layering dies now, but just out of interest, I do quite want to see which of these would work. So let's take one from the A2. So that would work absolutely beautifully, wouldn't it? So this is one of the dies from the A2 layering set, and that works with this little piece of this red card base that I made that is not an exact size, but yeah, I love that. So I know I can use that for a different project, but let's concentrate on the project in hand, shall we, because this is how we get distracted. So I'm going to head over just to grab some of my paper pads here, sorry. So, and I'm hoping that I've got enough of them left because I have used quite a few. Let's have a look. I want my Christmassy papers. They're not Christmas papers. I don't think any of them are Christmas papers either. Oh, here we go. We've got some Christmas papers here. Lovely. We do have some digital Christmas papers as well. So I'm just going to show you those because I haven't got any printed off. These are just my sample ones that I have here. So let's have a look at what we've got and see what we could use. So these are just samples of our digital Christmas papers, which you can get online now. These are a lovely set of papers. You can print them off as many times as you want, and they'll work. They all coordinate together and work well together. So they're a great set to have if you haven't already got them. But I've got the Joyful Winter and the Winter Wonderland. I think it's possibly the Winter Wonderland that I'm going to go with, although she says that, and I actually really like those little lights. So have I got a full sheet of the lights? Yes, I do. So I think the lights over the top are going to look so adorable. So let's cut that one out. That over the top of the red is going to look adorable. Right, let's go with that. So let's get my card, die, sorry. Pop that over. So the papers that we do are 6x6, so that fits perfectly with your A6 size card. So I'm going to pop that on there with a bit of washi tape, and then we're going to pop it through the noisy die cutting machine. So bear with, while we just make a little bit of noise. Oh, got a bit of paper stuck. There we go. So a bit of noise coming up. Grab that and pop that there. Now I was toying with cutting this shape also out of some, oh, it's not quite gone all the way through there, so I'm going to pop this through again, just because it's where the way that the plates are a little bit bowed, it's meant that it's missed, the pressure's missed in this corner, so it's not moved, so we can pop that through again. I'll just change position on my my mat before I pop it through the machine. There we go, that should have, yeah, that sorted that. So what I am going to do next, And I always love the little bits that cut out separately. I've never used them yet. I always save them and then and think, oh, they would make such a great project, but then I don't actually use them. So that's my little background. Isn't that adorable? Love that. So I think what I'm going to do now is cut this same shape out of some foam, because that will allow me to give it a bit of a lift and a bit of dimension without the faff. So let me grab my foam. Here we go. And I'm going to cut this pretty much to size, to be honest with you, because then it'll go through my machine that bit better. Bear with me while I just pop this through. I'll also show you I've got these out as well, which are our sentiment sheets. I love these and I wondered whether they might work. Especially if you are doing a quick card, which is what we're doing, aren't we? These are really good because you don't have to do any heat embossing or anything like that. I've got some that are already pre-foiled as well. So things like wishing you holiday cheer, Merry Christmas, wishing we could be together this Christmas. So yeah, there's some really good ones there. So we've got some extra little bits of foam. So, but I do think that obviously the sentiment "Have a Sweet Christmas" goes very, very well with the theme of the little gingerbread men. So, right, I just pop that back in there for future, and let's have a little tidy up here because I'm covered in paper and card. So that's going to pop on there. See, oh, it's the wrong way around, you see. What is it? Oh no, it needs to be, does it need to be that way around? We got there in the end, so there we go. That's created a little bit of a window there, which is so sweet. Okay, so let's get rid of that. Now, one of the things that I have mentioned many times over the last few weeks is that I am working with a webcam rather than my usual camera. I can't get my usual camera anymore. It did break, and I have tried to find a replacement, and I can't get that camera anymore. And it was a good camera. I feel like this one is bleaching out the colour a little bit. So on my screen, on my monitor, this looks very vibrant. On the screen on my iPad, it looks quite pale. So sometimes the video doesn't quite do it justice, but hopefully it will come across in the pictures at the end. So I want to add a little bit of colour into these areas because I feel like it might be a little bit too red, and I want to bring that colour down a little bit. So my thoughts are to look at maybe some spun sugar here, which is really pretty, and I'm also going to grab a stencil here as well. So let's just put that to one side. And the stencil that I thought I would use, if we can find it, so I'll just bring this into screen so that you can see what I'm doing here. Let's Move that there. So this is how I store my stencils. This is in one of our binders, and it is in our A5 storage pockets, and I've just punched holes in it and then popped it into the binder. It's perfect for storing all of your Time for Tea and 6x6 stencils. So, and in here I do have our cozy sweater, which I think is ideal. It's got a similar shape to the little lights, the little fairy lights, so I think that works, but it also works from the point of view of it's a nice smaller size pattern, and it's a cozy look. So I'm going to use this as my template, if you like, because I only want a little bit of colour in the middle. I don't want to do a full solid sheet, and I don't really know at this point how it's actually going to look, because while the Distress inks are quite opaque, will they go over red? I don't know. Let's see. So I think it's going to work. Looks like it's working. So I'm just adding the colour with my stackable brush into the centre of those squares. It doesn't have to be exact or perfect, because, well, it doesn't. Oh, that looks cute. So if we pop that back over the top, you can see now we've just got a little bit of a design in the background that's just going to look really cute. So, and I'm just going to soften some of those edges off by rubbing over it again with my stackable brush, because this is sitting on top of the card, this ink, so it is blending into it quite nicely, and it just looks like bits of a sweater. I love that. Okay, that's worked quite nicely. It's quite quick and quite easy. So I'll pop my stackable brushes back there, and then we can pop, I think I might pop these together now and get them stuck together. Let's see if my glue is going to operate. What do we think? Yes, it is plain ball. So just add a bit of glue all over there. And pop this over the top. And then just move that into place while that glue is still a little bit wet. And I make sure that the middle bit is lined up and that all looks clean. If there is any of the foam that's kind of outside of that paper die cut, because the foam stretches a little bit in your machine, then don't worry, because we can just snip that down. But I'm just going to let that dry a little bit before I do. And then we've got our little background coming together. So Shani says that she still needs the gingerbread set, and Rebecca says she's escaping a repairman working here this afternoon. What work is he doing? And I love that you're escaping him. Alison says she still needs to purchase this set as well. Shani says she thinks she's going to be, so you're both encouraging each other. Shani says she bought so much crafting stuff lately, but when I sit down to craft and have time to do it, I can't seem to create at the moment. Hoping this live will give you some crafting mojo. Oh, I hope so. And this is, we all have this, Shani. I get this all the time. In fact, I get this every Thursday, really. My tea has already gone so cold because it is so cold in this house. So yeah, I get this, you know, very often. And when I come to sit down to craft with you guys, there's a little element of, well, you just need to do it because people are tuning in and watching. And this is where I think I have to get a little bit of an idea from somewhere to get me going, and then once I've got that, it is just a case of we'll just do something. It doesn't matter what you do, as long as you do something, because that'll get your mojo flowing. And then one idea will turn into another idea, and then that idea will turn into another idea, and before you know it, your quick card that you said you were going to do has turned out to be 2 hours. But we're not going to do that. Rebecca says that her workman is working on a patio door. Does that mean that you have got doors open to the outside elements? Because that would stress me out in this weather. So now we've got our little background going, and that's looking really cute. So I think the next thing to do is to stamp out and colour up some of our little gingerbread men. So I'm going to grab my my stamping card here, and at the moment I'm using Crafter's Companion Nina Solar White alcohol marker card. She says, not being able to get it out of the sleeve. Right, there we go. Sorted it. And I'm going to get my stamping platform here, and we're going to create myself some space, because currently I start off with loads of space at either side of me, and then as I start crafting, that space gets smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller until I'm crafting in this little area because I've got so much stuff around me. Who can relate to that? I'm sure we all can, can't we? So I've got my little characters here in various little poses, and oh, there we go. And then, like I said, I am going to add a couple of little sweet treats to the mix, because of the sentiment I'm going to go for. Like I say, I'm going to keep it simple. We're going to go with the sweet Christmas. So the little gumballs are ideal for that, aren't they? So let's do a single gumball as well. There, and I think I'm going to leave it at that, because this is a quick card, isn't it? So we don't want to be going all, going mental. But the gingerbread men are going to be a little bit similar, I guess, to when we do penguins, or snowmen are even easier, but penguins are quite easy because they're all very similar colour. They're all just a very dark grey and with their yellow beaks, aren't they? Whereas the gingerbread men, once we've decided what gingerbread colouring we're going to use, that is them done, and then we've just got a few little accessories here. So the only danger with this card is it becomes quite busy and quite colourful, and I'm not used to that. But like I say, I think sometimes it's good to just step out of your comfort zone and do something different. So Rebecca says, believe it or not, it's 50 here today in the Midwest of USA. It really is winter out, so it's lovely that it's a rare nice day. Wow, that is amazing. It is wet, it is rainy, it is cold, it is miserable here. So I'm glad you're having a nice day. Hello, Joe. And Annalisa says, hello, checking in from the Bahamas on a vacation. Well, that's making me very jealous also, checking in from the Bahamas while we've got blooming snow and rain whipping round our heads. But I know that, Annalisa, where you're from, you normally have much colder conditions than we have here in Sheffield in the UK. So I can't complain really, because you do get some extremes of weather. But thank you for joining us from your holiday destination. I hope you're having a fabulous time. I just had a quick clean up of my stencil there, so that we can pop that back in its little home while I was cleaning my my stamps, because I like to clean as I go. I think it's a good practice to clean clean as you go along. So we'll pop him there and him there. So my little gingerbread family, you can dress them up with a bow tie or a bow in their hair, a little hat, some holly maybe if you want to, so you can dress them up or dress them down. We're going to dress them down because, like I said, the background is quite busy in a lot of ways, so I don't want to overwhelm the card by making it having too many features to it. Annalisa's having a great time and went snorkeling Monday and Tuesday, and it was amazing. Oh, you saw sea turtles. How adorable. I've never seen a sea turtle. So, gingerbread. What colour will we use for gingerbread? Now, I'm not going to lie, I do think that the E99 is almost a perfect gingerbread colour. What colour I would use to then add shade is a little bit of an anomaly for me. But I think maybe the E30, these two together could work quite well. So let's try that. I think the E99 might be a new colour for me. So let's try it out. Unfortunately, with this camera, I also cannot zoom in, so that is also a bit of a letdown. So I think that's a beautiful gingerbread colour, and then if I'm adding a little bit of shade in, I think that E37 is pretty delightful. I don't want to make it complicated. I want to keep it nice and sweet and simple. So sweet. You see, we're keeping that theme of sweetness. So maybe a lighter shade would be the E23, a bit of a hazelnut kind of a shade. Let's have a see if that works. Maybe not. Where's the E35? Bit too grey in colour, those guys. So I'm gonna say maybe an E13. Let's try that one. The other one's jumped out at me. This one is not jumping out at me, but let's have a look. This is the light suntan colour. I'm not 100% convinced on these shades now. I was on a roll and I've lost it now, but let's have a look. I think the colour I want I cannot find. There she is. This might be too dark for what I was trying to achieve, but maybe not. Quite like that. Right, so let's start with the E37 because that is my darkest colour, and we're kind of experimenting here, but you can let me experiment and then you can decide if you like this colour combo. So I'm going to go all the way around the outside edge of my little gingerbread man here, or gingerbread person, could be very gender neutral gingerbread. Gingerbread people, I feel. They can be whatever you want them to be. So I've gone all the way around the outside. For the purposes of this is a gingerbread man, I've decided. He's very jolly. And then I'm going to go all the way around that line that I've just created with the E99, which is the baked clay. And I think this is a really nice gingerbready colour. In fact, is there a ginger shade in the Copic markers? Does anybody know? I know we've got a lot of Copic aficionados, and fans of the markers, just like myself. Just going to go round, and I'm working my colour into the middle because the middle portion is going to be my lightest shade. And I think that I've got him with the E37 for a start, so no wonder that looked darker. So this is my E15, and I thought that might be a nice colour just to go in the middle, because it's not quite as dark as the other two, but should still blend quite nicely to make that nicely baked effect. I think that works quite well. So I'm gonna continue with that theme, because I think it does work as a colour scheme. So E37 again all the way around. So this is what I'm saying about this being a good one for quickness, because we've got a formula, we know it works for all of our images, so we're going to use it now on all of these guys and make them the same colour. Use that same colour palette for all of them, and that just makes it easier for us, because we don't have to pull out millions of different colours of marker. We can just work on the 3 that we've selected. For our accessories, the little sweeties and things, we can use pull colours from our background for those. So again, that takes some of the effort and thought out of it. And the E15 is called Dark Suntan. So we're actually giving our little gingerbread man a little suntan. Oh yeah, that works really well. So back to our darkest shade, the E37. Now if you think the E37 isn't giving you enough of enough depth, which I think I might be feeling that, I might be thinking that, then we can go in just around those very edges to say, let's make a little bit more depth there as well. So, but we can come back to that. Oh, wrong side. We'll come back to that. And I'm bringing my colour in from the edges of the face into the middle. So we're not going to give him a stripy face down the coming this way. We're going in towards each other, so that blends into the centre of the face. And then up from those legs into the middle. So everything's working towards the middle. Oh, I forgot his little feet. Although I might chop off one of his feet. What do you think? Shall we chop off one of his little feet? And then again, the dark suntan in the middle. And then the final one. I think I might have to make myself another cup of tea tonight, and then have a gingerbread man or person. I think dipped into my brew. So it's definitely got me in the mood for gingerbread. I have in my office here, actually, I've got a candle that I just got, I think, from Home Bargains, I think, or somewhere along those lines. And it is a gingerbread fragrance, and even when it's not lit, I can smell it because it's just beside me on the shelf. And I can really smell the gingerbread, and I absolutely love that smell. It's just really does give you Christmas feelings, I think. So yeah, I love that. Love the smell of gingerbread. So that's our 4 little characters. Now, like I said, I think I might want to make it a tiny bit darker. I don't think there is much darker than E37. Unless you go super dark. So it's a bit of E27, which is milk chocolate, which I guess would be quite appropriate with the sweetness. So we can just add a little bit of that around those edges, maybe around the very edge of the face there. Underneath the buttons, underneath the arms, anywhere where there might be a little bit of shading. Just to give him a little bit more shape. So cute. I think we're almost got these guys done. So, and is everybody else ready for Christmas apart from me then? Is it just me that's not ready for Christmas? Because I feel like I'm so far behind with everything. We've not finished our Christmas shopping. We've not put any decorations up. I mean, what are we doing? What is more important in life than having all our decorations up? Oh, I've not given a bit of shadow underneath those buttons, because I think that does make a world of difference. So the other thing that we haven't done is add a little bit of colour to the cheeks, which is hard when you're using something that is this dark. Now the R32 is often quite a good pink for that, so I'll try it. It's going to bleach out the paper a little bit because it is quite light in comparison, but if we bleach out the paper a little bit, then we can add colour onto the top, so that should work quite well. For inside the little mouths, I'm going a bit dark with the R43, which is way pinker, and now I'm going to go on top of those cheeks. Now we've bleached them out a little bit with that pink. Cute. So moving on to the little bits of decoration that we've got going on here. Again, like I said, I'm going to use my background as a bit of a template, if you like. Claire says cards sent, nothing else done. Well, the cards are probably the most important bit. We are, you know, we're doing a last minute card here for somebody. I don't know who. So colour wise, in here we've got green, we've got red, we've got like an aqua colour, and I guess a very warm yellow in there, and we've also got pink. So we've got a great selection of colours here that we can use. I'm going to go in with an R27 for my candy cane, because candy canes, the rule is they're going to be red. So that's just my rule. You can do your candy cane whatever colour you want. have seen ones that are more kind of aqua colour or green. They look very nice. But ours is going to be a traditional red. And then for the aqua colour that we've got in here, what colour would you say that was closest to? Probably a B32. And I'm going to make that my sweet here. So we've got a little sweetie here in this aqua colour, and I need a little bit of a darker shade to go with that. So let's try this. So this is a BG57, and I think that works really well. Just to add a little bit of depth to that. And then for our little gumdrops, I think I'm going to go for the green and the yellow and the pink. So the pink shade, I am going to say it's quite a nice, almost a rosy pink. So I'm going to go with an R14 on that one. And I'm going to do that for this one. Now that's quite dark, isn't it, that R14? So let's tone that back. I can find my RV13. There it is. And then the yellow, we'll go with a Y15. We can warm that up with Y35 maybe. Yeah, that's actually quite perfect. And then for the little random one over here, I'm going to go with the YG25. It's pretty much my go-to pretty green colour. I do love this shade of green. It's called Celadon Green. No idea what a Celadon is. So the colours that we've used. Hi Shani. She says, I really wanted to make my Christmas cards this year. I've only made one. Need to start in July next year. This is the issue. So I tend to make only cards that are for like special family members, I would say. That would be my thoughts, because I just don't have time to do them for anyone else. So I think, well, I want to make sure that I'm giving them to somebody who I know is really going to massively appreciate them. So that's why I go for just doing ones for you know, special family members, I guess, rather than trying to do all of the things for all of the people, because you would be doing it from July 100%. So let me just chop this down so that we can pop it through our our die cutting machine. I was going to say card machine. I don't know where that's come from. And just to add a little bit of something. I don't like leaving just white bits, if that makes sense, because nothing is truly white. So although having said that, these little bits that are, you know, your little bits of piping, I might go over with my white Jelly Roll pen, because I do think they will look cute in that in a bit more of a raised fashion. So, and they will create their own shadow by doing that anyway. So but we'll do that when we've die cut everything and we've got everything ready to rumble. Claire has made 80, some better than others and some made last January. You've made 80 Christmas cards. That is amazing, Claire. That is absolutely amazing. And I bet every single one of them will be amazing. You're putting yourself down there because they will all be truly amazing, and they're made from the heart, so that makes them even more special. So well done for that, and for the patience. I mean, goodness me, that is a lot of card making gone on there. So I'm just matching up all of my little characters with wherever their arms are positioned, and this one here with the little skirt on is quite easy to match up. We've then got the sweetie, and we've got the candy cane, we've got the double gumdrops, and then we've got the single gumdrop. So let's get some washi tape on these guys so we can get these cut out. I believe that is in the right place there. And then this guy can go there. And I'll pop my little gingerbread people on first. Make sure they're all lined up so that I can see the outline of the die in the middle, right in the middle of the die, so there aren't any bits that are covered up or missing. You should be able to just about see every bit of that outline in the center, and then you know you've got that positioned exactly as you need it. And the same goes for these. Now these are a little bit trickier to line up and make sure they don't move, so I like to really get that washi tape fixed into place in the middle there, so I know they're not going to move around. So this one here is going to be a good example of where that could move, so hopefully it doesn't. And then the last bit of tape for this little candy cane. So guys, I am back on Hobby Maker a week tomorrow, so not tomorrow but in a week's time I will be on Hobby Maker again, which is awesome. I really love heading to the studios there and just working with the team and bringing you some bargains. So some more bargains on the show next week. We have our very kind of last limited numbers of the stacker brushes before, and we've got a really good deal on the caddies again, because it's probably the last time we'll do that before the new sets of brushes arrive. So if you're going to be buying some of our new sets of brushes, or you're thinking of buying some of our new sets of brushes to add to your collection or to start your collection, then you're going to want one of the caddies, and now's a good time to get them while we've got them at the low price, because once the new brushes come they will probably go back up to their normal price, because they're such a fabulous thing. We don't need to sell them cheaper, but I think at the moment, while we haven't got the brushes, it's a bit of a thank you really for being patient, because they take a long time to coordinate and put together and get here. So so that's why we decided to do it, because we thought, well, while you guys are waiting, you can stock up then on your caddies. So gingerbread men are about ready. Shall I chop off his little foot? Yeah, let's chop off his little foot. So this is the teeny tiny die, and it's got like a little scallop shape to it, and if you pop the scallop shape over his foot like that, then it will chop off his leg. Which I know that sounds cruel, but he is only made of gingerbread. He's a gingerbread man. So I'm just pop that on there, and we'll come back to that. Let me just sort these out. I'm quite excited. So we've got a little gum drop. We've got a little candy cane. And then we've got a sweetie. And then there's a double gum drop as well. Lovely. So let's I don't quite know who's going to hold what, but I'm going to pop them like this for now. And then the little girl there can have the gumdrops around her. And one in her hand, maybe. Cute. And then this guy's got his foot missing. So pop this one through. This is looking quite adorable. Annalisa says, Dan, I haven't done anything for Christmas yet, Joe. Not to worry, you aren't alone. Well, that's good. That makes me feel better. That does make me feel a lot better because we've not done a single thing. And I had promised myself, because I did it last year, that I would put things up quite early so that I would feel festive for longer, you know. But it hasn't worked out that way. So so I'm just going to snip off the middle bit there because I didn't line it up quite right. So, but that's fine because it just needs a little bit of a snippage. And you probably can't see super close, but I will try and come a bit closer so you can see where his little foot's being cut off there. And then you've got the little piece there. Like somebody's put little teeth marks in it, because you could just chop it off with your scissors. Yes, you could, but you wouldn't have the little teeth marks. So, and that's what I wanted, was the little teeth marks. So cute. Okay, so let's get this stuck together now, shall we? Because I think I've pretty much decided that's where things are going to go. So I need a little bit of glue on this hand so that I can pop that on there, and then the same on this little hand with the sweetie in his hand there. And then the little lady is going to have some on her foot. Actually, pop that one on there, and then I'll have it against this foot to create a little bit of balance. So she's going to have gumdrops at her feet and then a gumdrop in her hand. If I could pick it up. Put that on there. How cute. So that goes there. And then we've got our little gingerbread man with his foot missing. And let's pop this on to our card base now. We could have done this before actually, but I wasn't sure. You know, sometimes I don't like to commit to securing something to my background until I know exactly what elements I'm going to be putting in there. Because, you know, we could have gone down a shaker card route instead, or anything could have happened, couldn't it? Oh, hello. We've not had any cat visitors today, which is unusual, isn't it? But there is a cat outside the door here. I have to tell you a story that I've been a bad cat mum this morning. We've been out all day, both of us, and because they're, you know, we don't want them to escape out of the front door because they are house cats. So that we could get all of the things that we needed to in the car, I shut the door through into the living room to stop them running out, and we didn't open it back up again. Now, that was fine for Arnie and for Mabel, who were both in that room, because that room leads to where all their food is and where their trays are. But poor old Maisie was shut upstairs, fast asleep, didn't know any of this was going on, and then hasn't been able to get to any food or to her trays. To her credit, she's been fine. She's not caused an issue. She's not had any accidents. And I think she's probably just been asleep all day. But yeah, I did feel bad. I felt like a bad mom. So, have a sweet Christmas. I think I'm going to do on a white card base. I'm going to use my long card block, because acrylic block, sorry, because it's a long sentiment. And then I need a nice piece of white cardstock, because the solar white isn't a pure white. It is more of a, like we say, it's a little bit of a warmer white, a bit creamier. So I'm going to use some black VersaFine Onyx black ink, because it's a nice bold ink, which is going to be perfect for this. And then I'm just going to pop that onto my cardstock, rock my block a little bit, just to make sure I've got all of that covered. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. So let's get that cleaned up. And then, as with all of our sets now, we do the coordinating dies for the sentiments. So I can grab the die that is for that, which is this one. I'm going to cut it down first because I don't need all of this extra cardstock, do we? There we go. I'm going to just pop that on there. Yeah, the bit of tape. Grab my machine. Hi Mabel. What's up, hon? You hungry? Are you ready for bed? She says, is it time for bed yet, Mama? I want to get all warm and cuddly in bed, don't you? So, those of you that have been following might have heard me talk about Mabel before. Mabel is, she's a British blue short hair breed. She's absolutely gorgeous, bless her. But she has had some issues in her previous home, which have made her, given her a few behavioural issues. Also, we still think that she did have a few issues, and she's gradually opened up to us and is a very cuddly cat, wants lots of cuddles and attention and love, which we are more than happy to give. That's just what we're made to do that. that's what I was put on this earth to do, was to cuddle those cats. I don't think that stands out enough. I'm not gonna lie, I don't think I'm happy with that. So what I'm going to do, because I'm not happy with that, it just doesn't stand out. So we're going to do some heat embossing on some red cardstock. So I have my red cardstock here, and I'm going to get that stamped back out. So yeah, she's so back to the story about Mabel. While we stamp this sentiment again. She has, so she's, since we've had her, she's really over-groomed herself, and we've always thought maybe it's because she's stressed, because she's in a new environment. She's come from, you know, a very stressful environment anyway, and so is it because of that? Is that the reason why that she's over-grooming? So the vet recommended course of steroids for her, really calmed her down, really seemed to help, but then it wore off and it went back to the same, and she's grooming herself that aggressively that she's actually making herself sore. So she's you know, really gnawing at her skin. She's pulling out the fur on the base of her tail. She's really, you know, something's really irritating her, bless her. So we took her back. She's had another course of steroids, and again that seemed to really help, but it's only, you know, short term, and it, you know, from what the vet says, it seems it could well be that is, she has to be on some form of medication, whether it be steroids or something else, for the, you know, forever really. But we're hoping that if we can keep her on a course for long enough, for everything to heal, then maybe the behaviour will stop. Because at the moment she keeps reopening old wounds, I suppose, so it's never really getting chance to heal fully for her to then, you know, be comfortable enough to stop altogether. So yeah, so we've got we took her yesterday for, no, yeah, it's Thursday today, isn't it? Yeah, so we took her yesterday for another injection, because the other side effect to all of that is that she is also overeating, because again we think this is a behavioural thing, because she's so irritated, she doesn't know quite how to soothe herself. So the way that she's soothing herself, she's almost comfort eating, which we, you know, I certainly know enough about that in my lifetime. So yeah, so she's comfort eating a little bit, we think. So, and when the medication's working for her, we find that she doesn't eat as much. So yeah, so that's definitely it's impacting her in a lot of ways, bless her. So we're hoping that we can get her feeling comfortable and happy over the next few months, so that she doesn't have to be on the medication forever. But she seems very happy at the moment. She seems to be a bit more settled already, and it's only been 24 hours, so fingers crossed. Right, prepare for some noise from my heat gun. So let's give this a bit of a warm it up a little bit first. Get the heat coming through, and then we can add that to and hopefully you'll be able to see that start changing. Heat embossing is still just one of my favourite things to do, and I think, you know, it's something that I used to do all the time, wasn't it? If you watched us doing it, you would have seen us do that quite a lot. So now I love my my die cutting, but I was wondering whether just a bolder piece might look better in this instance. Are my fishtail banner dies in here? Yes, they are. So we have our fishtail banner dies here. They're in three different shapes, and I'm not sure if this one is quite long enough to do this sentiment. Ooh, feels like it's just a teeny tiny bit too short. I've got one from a previous set. Again, a little bit too short. So what do? I don't like freehand cutting out my sentiments. And what I don't want to do is to cut it and cut it and cut it, you know. So this is my dilemma. This is my dilemma. I want it to be that little bit longer, look. Just a little bit longer. And that's what it would look like sat in the middle. It feels like that would be quite a good... Bear with me. I have one other idea that will help possibly with this task. I don't know if it will work, but let's have a look. So this is the Slimline layering die, nesting die set. So a layering nesting set. And the middle die is perfect for sentiments that are a little bit longer. And look, it is perfect. So let's line that up, get some tape on it on either end because we want it as straight as possible. Lovely. And then let's chop this down. And pop it through the machine. Now, you know, I ummed and ahed about that. That's the idea. I may still not like it. I may still want to cut it out with this, with the coordinating die. But like we say all the time, it's a bit of cardstock. Hello Anna, how are you? It's cardstock, it's a little bit of embossing powder. We can always stamp it again and cut it again. It's absolutely fine. So let me just have a look at this, see what we think. Obviously this is too long now, but we've got a nice, clean, straight edge. Love that. I think that works better for me in this instance. Don't know if you guys agree. It's all a personal choice. You could do it whichever way works better for you, but I'm going to go with this, and then I'm just going to very easily just snip off the ends and make that one a little bit shorter, that one a little bit shorter as well, and then that will just pop in the middle there. And I think that's just a little bit cleaner, a little bit simpler. I feel like I've got all bits of you know, the anti-static powder. So for those of you that, you know, wondered what I was doing, I did put a bit of anti-static powder onto my cardstock first. That really helps when you're adding your embossing powder over the top of your ink to stop it sticking to the cardstock, because sometimes your powder will just stick to absolutely everything, including the background, which is where you don't want it to stick. And when you add the heat, it'll then melt onto your cardstock in the places that you don't want it. So adding that anti-static powder prevents, for the most part, you having that issue. So let's pop this back again, and then hopefully we've got to a point now where we can start popping these last bits together. Didn't do a very good job of popping that on there, did I? My sentiment stamp looks absolutely filthy. I'll have to give that a good clean. I need some of my stamp cleaner on it, I think, to clean it up properly. Okay, and pop this back as well. Okay, So now we need a bit of foam. So I've got my lovely foam tape here, which I know you guys all know about and love. And I'm just going to use a bit of this to go on the back of our sentiment, and we'll pop that in the middle. Hello Anna, thank you for introducing yourself to everyone. Welcome to Time for Tea. I hope you're enjoying the demonstration, and that you're all cozy and snuggled up. So this guy was going here. This guy, I think, did we put him here? And the guy with his foot can go there. And then the little character in the skirt can go there. Yeah, that works, doesn't it? Oh, I do think it looks cute. So I'm just going to grab my quick sticks tool here so that I can pick these guys up. I've got a nice bit of tape on the back of him there so that he can sit in the corner. And then we need another one here. So she's sitting just there. Oh, she'll be fine. I wished I'd moved her a little bit further that way, but I don't want to rip up my background. Can I do it without? I think she might be stuck. Oh, I think I've got to. I think we've saved it. There we go. This tape is pretty good for sticking in place, but you kind of have a tiny window of time to get them back up if you want to reposition. So that's that little chap there, and then this guy. So we're going to snip the end off there, put enough behind him there, and then this little piece here I'm going to cut into sections, one for his foot, well, for his one good leg, and then we've also got a little bit for his not so good leg that we're going to pop there. This tiny little piece I'm going to stick onto the end of my foam tape and save for later. And take the backing off here, and we can be looking a bit surprised that somebody has had a little chomp of his foot. Maybe I don't put his foot on, because if they've eaten his foot's not there, is it? But we'll have it there as if it's snapped off. So that's very cute. Loving that. Clear up all our bits of mess. So this is where we're at so far. Love this. I'm going to add a little bit of white Jelly Roll pen as we always do. So we'll start over here with some dots and dashes here and there. Like I say, if you want to go round the those frills, those little bits of piped icing that we've got, that works really well because it does give a little bit of a raised look, almost a painted look, which is cool. Love that. almost hear my brain concentrating. And a bit of highlight there. Oh, aren't they cute? I do love the gingerbread men. So I'm very glad that I've had an opportunity to do some crafting with them, because often is the way that before you know it, the Christmas season is over and I've not done any Christmas crafting on the channel. So I'm glad I did get to do that this year. I don't know if I did actually get to do very much of it last year. Sometimes, you know, the seasons just pass me by because we're so busy thinking about the next season. Yes. And then final thing, as always, is a bit of the black in the eyes, just to make those pop a little bit more. And I'm very, very tempted to add some stickles to my gumdrops, because they do have a little bit of a sugary feel then, don't they? So I've got a bit of stardust stickles, and if it will come out, oh yes it will, some stickles onto my gumdrops and onto their little buttons. That's cute. Well, you could go on forever, couldn't you? Because I do love a bit of stickles at Christmas as well. Who doesn't? So that is cute. I think I'm going to leave it at that. One of my ideas was to add a few of the gems, the little enamel dots. Sorry, not gems. Just, you know, kind of knocking about. Didn't want to make it too symmetrical, that's the only thing, so I need some more of these red ones because I think the red ones are ideal. Where are my festive ones at? Have I got any open? Yes, here we go. Let's grab these just to you know, kind of make this space look less, make it look a little bit more intentional, I suppose, the fact that we've got this space. But at the same time, like I said, I don't want to make it look totally symmetrical. I need another size, like a mid-size. Oh yeah, these ones have been opened. Don't want to open a new packet if we've already got some opened, do we? So I think maybe if we put that one there. Yeah, that's quite cute, isn't it? Over there. That's quite adorable. Yeah, I like that. Do we want another little one in the middle? Or am I going enamel dot mad now? Do you know what? There are no rules. It's Christmas. So, love these enamel dots. Love the festive fun because they go so well with all of our paper sets. So pop them away. I think that's just finished that off gorgeous. Oh, so cute. Now that did take us nearly an hour and a half, but that was because we were making it up as we go along. Sue says you could give him a candy cane crutch. Oh my god, I could have done that. Oh, I can't believe we didn't do that, because that would have worked perfectly, wouldn't it? I feel like I need to do that now you've given me that suggestion. We've got 5 minutes. It's a candy cane. It won't take long. Let's do this. What an awesome idea, by the way, Sue. I love it. Right, so where's my little... Got a little acrylic block. Let's stamp him up. I know he might well be facing the wrong way, but it's okay. I do have another candy cane in another set, but we're making this a quick one, just to add a little bit of extra humour to the card. But I love this, how this has turned out, because it's quick, it looks effective. It doesn't look like it was a quick card. It looks like it took longer. So if you knew what you were planning and you already knew that you were going to do all of these things, it would be so much quicker. But because we didn't really know what we were going to be doing, well, you definitely didn't know what I was going to be doing, but I didn't know what I was going to be doing either. Then it's it would be much quicker to do. And you know, like I say, gingerbread men, so easy to colour in. You could, oh, Maisie's here to see the end result, to stand in my stickles. Please don't stand in my stickles, will you? Hello there, sweetie. Just bear with me one little minute. Oh, you're so cute. She's giving me a kiss. I'll be with you in a moment. Why don't you come and sit here, love? What's this? You're going to come and sit here? I know. The little bum is right in the way of the picture now. Come on. Are you helping me finish the live? You're so helpful. Are you so helpful? Move your bum, otherwise you're going to end up with a die-cut bum. So cute. Marie says, gingies, little gingerbreads. Come on then, little fluffy bum. I'm going to have to move those little fluffy paws, because we're on the home straight. This is the last little thing that we're going to do, and it's going to be cute, and it was Sue's idea, and I love it, Sue. So, let's grab him. He's got his little crutch. Now, his crutch is going to have to be in this hand, but I'm going to pop it in this hand. It's like Ant with his poorly hip and his crutch. Oh, that's a cat crying. I think the cats are calling for some attention. An absolute joint effort, so thank you. Thank you for joining me. I do feel so much better for having done this now, getting my creativity out, even though I was tired, and still am tired, aren't we, Maisie? But this has been such a joy to do. Maisie, come on then, let's go over here with your little fluffy feet, and then I can show everyone the card that we've made. Have a sweet Christmas. Thank you so much everyone for your help with that. I think it looks amazing, and it's really cheered me up. All of the colour and those cute little gingerbread men, I think that's just a really perfect little card. So thank you everyone. Next week, I will keep you posted on next week's live, only because we are on Hobby Maker on the Friday, so sometimes last minute preparations get in the way and mean that we have to postpone the live. But if we do, then it will be on our social media, and it will be yeah, I will let you all know whether it's going ahead or not. So If it happens, I usually send out a newsletter on the day. So so look out for that. If that's on there, then you will definitely see it, and it will be scheduled on our YouTube page. If, like I say, I run out of time for preparations for Hobby Maker, then we may have to postpone it until the following week. The following week it will almost be Christmas, and it will be our last live before Christmas, so we'll definitely be here for that one. So thank you so much, everyone. Marie says that she loves it. Alison says, I've just got all my Christmas paper pads out to try and make lots of quick cards. Well, yeah, that's awesome. Well done. Paper is a great way to make quick cards for Christmas. And Alison says it looks fabulous. Sue says it's awesome. Thank you so much, everyone. I really appreciate your company. I'm going to go and deal with these cats now because I think they need some attention. And I will see you all again really soon. See you soon, guys. Have a fabulous evening. Bye bye now. Bye.